Hello everyone, hope we're all good, and today we are going to be doing a comparison video between the 1980s MICROMARK 9-inch desk fan and the 2000s Tesco DF96 9-inch desk fan. Now these two fans are very different with themselves. After all, the MICROMARK one is older and the Tesco DF96 is the most newest one. And so anyway, so the MICROMARK one's the older one, the Tesco DF96 is the newest one. And anyway, they both are different from different ages, and in general they're pretty good fans. I think the MICROMARK one might be the most best one, so obviously that's the older one. And obviously the MICROMARK one was made when quality was very good. The Tesco DF96 was made when quality was still quite good, but maybe like about probably about like 10 or 11 years later it started going down quite bad. And so anyway, these two, they're both fans I've had for a while. The MICROMARK 9-inch I have had since last year. I got the MICROMARK one in October last year, in October 2023. The Tesco DF96 9-inch I have had for about 2 years now. I got the Tesco DF96 back in October 2022. Yes, I've had the Tesco DF96 for about 2 years now. And the Tesco, and as a matter of fact, the Tesco DF96 is my first childhood Tesco 9-inch desk fan. And also, as a matter of fact, to the MICROMARK is my first, that particular model is my very first childhood MICROMARK 9-inch desk fan. That's the very first one. That's my first childhood MICROMARK 9-inch as well. So the MICROMARK one is my first childhood MICROMARK 9-inch. The Tesco DF96 is my first childhood Tesco 9-inch desk fan. The DF96. Now, going to the DF96, my mum and my dad used to have the Tesco DF96. Back in 2007, they had the DF96 from Tesco's. It was their old bedroom fan, but they also had Tesco's old TF37 33-inch tower fan. I want to try and get that tower fan. I want to try and get that one, because that's my first childhood Tesco tower fan as well. So I do have another Tesco 9-inch desk fan, but that one, my other Tesco 9-inch desk fan, the DF915W, which is my most latest and newest Tesco 9-inch desk fan, and that one isn't as good as the DF96 here. Tesco's did also have their second oldest 9-inch desk fan, which was the DF98. The DF98 I'll be getting soon, because I've got a family member of mine bought the DF98 a long time ago, and they said that I can have it after they got a new one. So I'm going to have that DF98 because I do want it. And so anyway, so I think the MICROMARK one's obviously the best made one. The Tesco DF96 is kind of in the middle. So the Tesco DF96 isn't bad. So the DF96 again is quite good as well. The DF96 probably isn't as good as the MICROMARK, but the Tesco DF96 is certainly good. The Tesco DF96 is certainly a good 9-inch desk fan as well. yes, you can't buy the DF96 from Tesco's anymore. I can actually still remember when you could still get the DF96 9-inch desk fan from Tesco's. I do still remember. That was about like going back to like 16, like that was going back to about 16 years ago. You could still buy it. About 16, 18 years ago, you could still get the DF96. About 16, 18 years ago. Anyway, so yeah, obviously they're both very different because they're from different ages. And yeah, so build quality is that obviously the MICROMARK one might be better in a few other ways, whereas the Tesco DF96 is also good, but the DF96 is more like a budget 9-inch desk fan. So yeah, so they're both perfectly alright, I think. And yeah, so we'll just turn them to the side. Yep, so they're both incredibly different. I've always liked this the motor cover design that older MICROMARK 9-inch desk fans have. I've always liked that design, the way it's a tiny bit smaller and it goes a bit upper, whereas the DF96 has just got a completely ordinary one. That's just the back of the DF96. Again, they're both pretty much alright, I think. Just sort out the cords on them because they got a bit tangled up a little bit. I'll just tilt up on the DF96. And so again, they've just gone back to being okay. Says the rating sticker on the DF96. Here it is on the MICROMARK. Yeah, so anyway, just want to say that, so before we switch them both on, I just want to say that, yeah, so I just want to say that, that where these originally came from. So the DF96, the Tesco DF96, came from eBay. I actually won the DF96 in an eBay auction back in October 2022, so about 2 years ago. I won the Tesco DF96 in an eBay auction that was very, very cheap because the Tesco DF96 was brand new and the MICROMARK was second hand. The MICROMARK came from eBay as well, but the MICROMARK wasn't on a eBay auction. The MICROMARK was on a regular eBay website. If you want the item and if you've got the money, you just buy it. Yeah, so yes, the MICROMARK one was about £14 and the Tesco DF96 was £4. I can't remember how much the Tesco DF96 was £5 for postage. I can't actually remember how much, or if the MICROMARK did have any like extra money for postage, or if they sent it for free. Anyway, yeah. So they're both just, yes, they were just completely ordinary purchases I made for them. So anyway, let's switch them on, start them on the low speed. The MICROMARK's a little bit noisy. I think the Tesco DF96 is the most quietest one. So yeah, I don't know which one's the most powerfulest. I think the MICROMARK might be, but the Tesco DF96 might be winning as well. So that's the lowest speed setting. That's the highest speed setting. I shall now demonstrate the oscillation. Obviously, I think the Tesco DF96 has more quicker oscillation. Obviously, low speed and on oscillation, it's pretty quiet. Yeah, so I think obviously at the moment I could say the most quietest one is the DF96. But the MICROMARK one would be quite good for low speed, low and on oscillate for overnight use. The DF96 the same. I'll just stop them oscillating now. So watch the spin down. Which one's going to stop first? The MICROMARK stopped first and the Tesco DF96 has stopped last. Yeah, so anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching and see ya.